Oh, Hanaki, did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki, the one and only Oiran from Mialoon. Welcome to Oni Sun. Hello. Welcome in, welcome in. This is what you wanted, right? You wanted Oni Sun, so the sun is here. Hello. Praise be the light of the sun. She has finally arrived. She's here now. Hi. Hello. How you guys doing? Hope things are good. A happy Sunday to you. Happy. Welcome, welcome. The sun is evil? Why? You demand Oni Sun. I finally give it to you, and you guys are like, no, the sun, it's so evil. What do you even want, then? Is this not what you wanted? Am I not providing the service? That's crazy. Anyway, happy Oni Sun. We're also hanging out in the usual weekly chatting space, but I have the day background on for once. You can see the sunlight outside in Onigashima. Which does work out. It's actually quite sunny here too. So it makes sense. Because it is bright and sunny, I am here. It is high noon, Onigashima time. Thus I am at my brightest. This is a good bit. Are you not entertained? Me, literally. I'm just like, come on now. Is this not what you wanted? I worked on figuring out all these filters for this. Is this not what you wanted? You're glowing? Yeah, one could say that I am radiant like the sun. But yeah, hello, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. I didn't really have plans for today beyond this silly bit, so we're here now. This also might be shorter than yesterday's stream. I don't know if I'm gonna stream for super long, but I did promise Oni Sun, and I managed to stream for a second day in a row, so this is big. Big in my burnout recovery. Everyone clap. Everyone please clap. I know this is like the bare minimum compared to what I was doing before, but being as burnt out as I have been, this is huge. Big moment. Murder on the eyes. Well, this is what the people demanded. If you don't like what you're seeing, just close the stream, bro. Or shut your eyes. Only disconcerting thing is you can't see your mouth. Well, that's because of how the lighting is working, yeah. You cannot see my mouth. I promise it's moving. It's just, yeah. It's how it is be. The chef special. Yeah, please clap. This is more than burnout, it's a nuclear meltdown. I mean, true. True. Currently, I guess you could say I'm radioactive, because it's a very yellow glow. What's with the what? I am the sun. It is Oni Sun. I do not see a problem here. Everything is fine and normal. Yippee! Coyote vs. Acme releasing soon? Like in theaters, or is it one of those movies that's going right to streaming? I don't know. You remind me of when Hercules got his god glow in the Disney movie. Yeah, I went to kill my human side in the river Styx. So then when I came out, I was full Oni, and this is what it looks like when I'm full Oni. I glow. Yuno used Sunny Day. Yeah, it only lasts for 5 turns, however. Power scaling has gone too far. She's gone atomic. I'm radioactive! Not the glow, I meant the other thing. What other thing? Is there something else on screen? My screen looks pretty normal to me. Is that an angel? I could be. I am also just the sun. I'm just the sun. Nothing more, nothing less. She's waking up to ash and dust. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how that song goes. Here I was expecting the full Oni Yuno to be 9 feet tall with huge bulking muscles. Yeah, unfortunately, I just look like a highlighter. Unfortunately, it just looks like someone doused me in liquid highlighter. The first member of me is Soul. Oh, so true. I am, Yuno Hanaki. He being the kanji for sun. Or day, I guess. How long before stream did this bit come to you? This is based off of the very first time I ever did Oni Sun. First or second? But I'm pretty sure it was the first. The first time I ever did an Oni Sun stream, I decided to make the bit be that I was, like, lit up like the sun. I think it was the first one, anyhow, where we decided to do that. What a throwback. I know, right? It's been literally 80 years. So many streams ago. A corrective writing tool to canon, I fear. Yeah. Finally, I am at my super, maximum writing ability power. I'm at my maximum. Lynn, the honest businessman. What's the French word for yellow? Flin de... Hold on. This is a good bit. French word for yellow. Jaune? So Flin de Jaune would be her name because she's yellow. She would be yellow if we were talking about Mia Soul. Although it kind of sounds like I'm saying Dijon, like Dijon mustard, but whatever. Flin Dijon is her sun counterpart, just like how I am Yuno Hanaki. As for Kaya, Nishi is west, right? So we would probably want to do east because that's where the sun rises. Kaya... Oh god, I don't remember the Japanese word for... Oh yeah, Higashi. Higashi Kino. Perfect. We got it. Glow-in-the-dark merchandise. Yeah. Something something, hope in the dark. Excuse me, do you have any Flin Dijon? Flin Dijon. No, I really do like Dijon. I think I kind of cooked with that, I fear. Anyway, those are the members of Mia Soul. Those are our sun counterparts. It's canon. I have the allure stamp placed upon it. It will be getting authorized in a few business days. Right in, congratulations on the 3-stream streak. I didn't think Yellow would debut for a few years. No, you're not gonna have to wait multiple years to get Yellow. Yellow, will come eventually. But hopefully it shouldn't take multiple years. We'll find out though, I guess. Are they an all-male group? I don't think so. Considering I didn't change our first names, I don't think so. I need help, my Oni is shining. She really is the light in my eye right now. I don't think you need help then. I think that you are just seeing what you're always meant to see. Look upon her with your special eyes. you do your eyebrows or something? Yeah, can't you tell? How do they look? Do they look good? I finally put on makeup for stream. Do you like it? Do you like it? Am I beautiful? Rainbow, no. Yeah, rainbow, no. It's radiant. Let's go. Hopefully this won't ruin my night vision. Surely you'll be fine. You'll find out whenever nighttime comes. Surely it is all okay. Stream so early. It is a bit early compared to my normal. Even back when I had a consistent schedule, I wasn't streaming until like 2. But I knew I only wanted to stream for a couple of hours today, so I figured I would stream a bit earlier and see if that helps my stamina at all. Onimon, I mean sun, with a radiant Orpal Oni. Yeah, I'm radiant, and I am technically still Orpal underneath all of the yellow highlighter. Actually, I don't know what this did to the rest of my body. I just know what it did to my top part. We should see what happened to all of me. Yeah, no, that makes sense. This tracks. You can really see the shadows in the detailing on my body this way. Sick, sick. Radiant wife. Gotta see Radiant wife. Radiant wife check. Not much is different on the feet, honestly, but that's because they're mostly black. Also, I put the bun hairstyle on today, not just because I only stayed on the default yesterday, but because I was like, wait, sun's out, bun's out. I thought I was pretty funny by doing that. I thought that was a pretty funny move. Ba-bump-ch. I'm very funny. I am a comedic genius. Oni wife is too bright and blocks out the thigh wife. No, wife is still there. The tattoos kind of make you look bruised. Really? I don't think so. Looks pretty normal to me. Although, hold on. Yeah, I don't know. It looks pretty normal to me. I guess I can see why the contrast would kind of look like a bruise, but I think it looks pretty normal. It's just a tattoo. That would be a pretty nasty bruise. Also, considering the rest of my leg is so pale, crazy to have just a sick, nasty bruise that is that big on that particular thigh. Oh, the glow only applies to the top part of my dress. I actually get normal when I turn it all off. That's funny. Anyway. RTX back on. Maximum graphics. LR. You've gone beyond the pale scale. I am at my purest. I am at my most say-so. But what if it were purple? I love that Eric Andre joke. But what if it was this? And then you change it to the thing and he's like, yeah! That was literally me. I sent 1.0's design to Sumeragi and I was like, now what if she was purple? And then Sumeragi sent back a purple design and I was like, yeah! Perfect! I surely had so few notes. I'm still kind of surprised how easily she was able to follow my directions. I love her. It's fitting that for the first Oni insert day in a while, Oni is glowing like the light of our lives. I suppose so. I suppose you are not wrong. Imagine becoming your own nightlight. I I would probably have to dim a little bit, which is impossible to do because I am the sun. But I would probably have to dim the light if I wanted to just be nightlight level. If only you had a halo. I don't think I have a halo asset. I don't think I have a halo asset saved. I can check. Wait, I do! Wait, I do! We're so back. Today, I am the Tenchi. Sorry, Nene. I'm on lowest screen brightness to save battery. Excited for a normal Oni Sun. No! You're missing the bit! No! My favorite Eric Andre joke is when the guest spins a prize wheel and the wheel takes like 8 minutes to stop spinning. That is pretty funny. Pretty accurate to the wheel spin experience. The horns hold up the halo? Yeah. It's the only way I could get it to like stay properly. I can't really pin it above my head. Because then it wouldn't move at all. Gotta make it move somehow. But it is a part of me. Why is Yuno inside a supernova? Baby, I am the supernova. There's nothing going on inside of me. I just am the supernova. I'm literally the sun. I take a sip of coffee. I have coffee today because I am streaming earlier than normal. Homer Simpson in that one episode. I don't know what that one episode is. I've never watched The Simpsons. I don't know what you're referencing. It be like that. Let's see. To avoid persecution, the Oni has bathed in glow stick and wears an onion ring. Yeah, this is a disguise. For something. I don't know if it's actually working, but, I am an innocent angel. In a champagne Yuno Nova in the sky, moonbeam ice cream. I can say words too. Don't press X to doubt. What the heck? How dare you doubt me? You doubt me? Fricked up. Angel sure, innocent, debatable. What the heck? Don't you know that the minute you put the halo on, you are considered absolved of all of your wrongdoings? I think that's how it works. I don't know. I don't really know that much about angels. Yep, your soul will do. That's right, SD. Thank you very much for the resub. It's been a while since I've seen Yuno, but looks like she's ascended. Yeah. Heck yeah, I have. When you remove the halo, all the wrongdoings come back twice as strong. Oh no. Wait, no, go back. I was about to say someone studied up on their Bible reading. Yeah. I did. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. And now I'm absolved of all of my sins. Yup. Yeah. Am I convincing enough yet? Something something, this is yellow Yuno preview. Crazy. Historians will tell you that this was yellow Yuno, but they will be wrong. We got yellow Yuno before GTA 6. I mean, you probably will legitimately get yellow Yuno before then. I would like to be able to get that model rigged and debuted sometime soon. I don't know if it'll be within this year. I guess it kind of depends on how certain things shake out, but it would be nice if I could get it done soonish rather than later-ish. Yuno sins, if so, then she can show us her browser history. No. I don't think you need to see that. I don't think you need to see that. To be honest, I don't really think there's anything that bad in my browser. Not really, anyway. Historians, myths speak of a rigged yellow Yuno seen well before the accepted date of her first appearance. Some might also argue that it was just the purple model with a yellow glow added to it, but I don't know, looked pretty yellow to me, bro, says the historian. 1 million Donathon reward browser history reveal. That's crazy. I don't know if I would charge $1 million. Maybe like 2K. And others would say they were roommates. Oh my god, purple Yuno and yellow Yuno were roommates. Yuno is kind of the tamest of the three of them. Are you saying the tamest of Mia Leon? Because that's a crazy statement to make when Lynn is right there. Lynn is chaotic, but she's definitely the most say-so of the three of us. And like say-so genuine, not say-so as in just like pure sweet ooh-woo. Yuno is the tamest of the three Yunos. I guess? By three Yunos, are we implying that green is part of this? If anything, I think green is probably the most say-so. And then I'm pretty bad, and then yellow. Yellow is currently an enigma. I don't know how bad yellow could get. Lynn, chaotic good confirmed. Yeah, I would say so. Although sometimes she kind of leans chaotic neutral. I feel like she will just choose the option that is the funniest or would cause the most chaos. Whether it be good or bad. Kaya is chaotic evil. I'm like... neutral good? I don't know. I'm really bad at figuring out what my alignment would be. Any progress on that mouse PI key? No. It's only been like a day. Also, I sent the request ages ago and they just never got back to me, so they probably ghosted. Or maybe it got like ghost rejected and I just don't know about it. Because Keymailer, they'll tell you when you get accepted because they have to send you like a notice to be like, yeah, here's a key. But they don't tell you when you get rejected from getting a key, so you just kind of have to check randomly and then it'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, that key you wanted, you didn't get it. And I'm just like, oh. haven't checked in a little bit, because obviously, why would I check? I've been on hiatus. I feel like after months of being stuffed in the wardrobe, green will eventually become the vengeful evil sort. I suppose so. I suppose so. I don't know, I think it's fine. She is chilling. Green had her time. She had like a whole year worth of time. Technically 2. Technically 2 years. She had her time. Now it's Orpal time. Yuno's alignment is the holder of the brain cell. Correct. I will accept this assessment, because I do agree. I think sometimes Lynn also holds the brain cell, but for the most part it is me. I think she'll hold the brain cell, realize that she still has it, and she'll be like, ew, get it away from me, and then she'll toss it back at me, and I'm like, okay. Whatever you say, ma'am. And then I hold on to it. Shiny Buno, I am the sun. I am full of sunshine. The brightest light you've ever seen. Last time I did this, I think I just made the light like a straight white, and then I just maxed out my brightness. This time I tried to actually make it look more like sunlight. I think I managed it. Shiny encounter after 100 not official Onimon encounters. Technically, you did already see the shiny on the first ever Oni Sun, because she was there as well. But you are right that this is the first time you've seen it after a lot of other encounters. Your shiny hunting has proven successful. For now, anyway. It was right there and I missed it, lol. Shiny spawn, where's my master ball? You better find it. If you don't manage to catch her, she'll be a roamer. That was a guaranteed encounter like the late Gyarados. Very true. Good way to look at it. Also the pre-evolved form. Now I have evolved and I am shiny. You can't save when you're in battle. Humph. Victory to me. Roamer, shiny, you know, you never know when you might encounter her. Exactly, exactly. You get it. Red will be the evolution of this. True. Because yellow, I think, is just kind of like a partner, like, sister form. If I had to, like, define her in Pokemon terms. Perhaps something like a regional variant. And then... Whenever we eventually get to Red, I could see Red being more of an evolution type. Mabushi, hi, Lynn. We're just talking about you. Hi. But yeah, I do think yellow is like a regional variant of Yuno. Considering what lore I've cooked up for her. I'm really excited for the stuff that I have planned for whenever I can get stuff for yellow together. Ehehehe. I'm hoping once I start the second channel and I can hopefully get it monetized and stuff, I can use the earnings from that to fund the yellow projects. The mustard woman herself. Don't call her that when she doesn't know the context. Alolan Yuno will get sunburned. No, not the sunburn. You know, we make jokes about me being pale and like super pasty white all the time, but I can actually tan really nicely. I always have been able to. My body is really good at absorbing just enough sunlight to make me tan. I don't usually get sunburn. I've gotten windburn before. I did get sunburn like once, and that was just because I went outside without proper protection. But I actually am really good at getting tan. I used to spend my summers outside like 5 out of 7 days of the week, and I was like swimming for hours. So I would get really good at getting tan. I would always have like these super gorgeous, pretty tans. So I can tan very nicely. Collect all the Chaos Yunos for unbelievable power. Yeah, currently I am Super Yuno, which is equivalent to Supersonic when you have all of the Chaos Emeralds. Do you moonbathe? I suppose you technically could. The moon, after all, does reflect sunlight. I just think it would be a lot harder to absorb that light. Regional yellow Yuno Hanaki will be Yuno Bananaki. No. She's not banana themed. I do have a thought for the vibe that she has, but it's not banana. It's not banana. If you are a member, you might be a knower, and you might already be aware of what her code name is. Because, fun fact, Luminous Bellflower was the name of the 2.0 project itself, but also kind of like her code name for a long time. Thus, Yellow also has a project name / code name. And I have mentioned it, I believe, to members. I might have said it on a public stream before. I honestly don't know. I stream so much and for so long that I kind of forget what I talk about between streams. Hinaki Suno here to brighten your day. Honestly, Hinaki Suno is kind of cute. I would say Suno, but Suno is also the name of a AI video generative AI platform, so bleh, bleh, yuck, disgusting. Hanaki, welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're doing well, hope you're doing good. Hope things are good. I am very bright today. Hinaki Hino. Oh, Hino is cute. Hino-chan. But it's double sun is kind of cute still, though. I don't know if I'd really change the Yuno, however. Because Yuno still feels accurate. It's just that instead of being a flower demon, I would be a sun demon. Oh, shoot. I guess that just makes me Reina. I guess that just makes me Reina. Yellow can also be like Super Saiyan Buno and just imagine spiky buns. I don't know if I like the thought of the buns being spiky. I like them as they are. Remember the Teletubby sun? This is her now. Feel old yet? Flowers are linked to the sun anyways. Could be a sunflower demon. That still sounds like Reina. Close enough. Welcome back from your hiatus. Oh, it is kind of fricked up to think about the fact that both me and Reina are kind of on hiatus right now. You know the sun demon, it's actually Reina. What would you do if I was like, guys, look, it's Oni Sun. You get to see a sunny demon. And then it's Reina piloting my model. It wouldn't happen, but that would be pretty awesome. Reina Sun takes over my stream. That'd be so funny. Would have been cinema. True. The things that could have been. Somebody is radiating. You should know that uranium is super caloric. Well, that's fine. I am simply glowing because I am the sun. This is not uranium. This is sunlight. This is pure yunonium filtering out from me to you. And you are absorbing the yunonium. Drink it up. Yunonium really is amazing. Shame you can't pay the bills with it. Brother, if I could use Yunonium to pay all of my bills, I really would. It would make life so much easier. Life would be so much easier to live. Wog. It's a struggle out here, man. Yunonium is high on electrolytes. Plants love them. Plants love her. Bugs hate her. I'm not irradiating. I am simply the sun. I am radiating sunlight. But it's not uranium. Ugh, my eye is itchy. I think I fixed the problem, hopefully. Way too freaking itchy. Given Yuno as a flower demon, some sort of plant growth magic would make sense. We did used to always have this idea that I was more associated with, like, nature magic. When I raided Christmas trees, my manager wanted me to try and come up with, like, a lore type of vibe where it's like, you know, I'm a nature demon. I'm really tied to trees. Let me rate your Christmas tree. Something, something. So there was a time where I thought about it being more so tied to, like, nature magic. I have since changed it. But there was a time. Cute. Do better. Conrad, thank you for the elite tip. Is this the going price for Yunonium right now? Join Hana U Trade and start trading now. Stonks. Oh shoot, speaking of stonks, I forgot to check Animal Crossing this morning. I can't get turnips! Shit. Whatever. I time traveled this past week anyway because I did some villager hunting, so I guess I would have been screwed either way because I don't know what my pattern is, but bleh. Another week where I can't get bells. It's Jover. Kind of fricked up that a member of Mialoon is the sun today. No, see, this is just the debut of Mia Soul. I am the first member, Hanaki Yuno, and then you're going to eventually see the other two members, which is, Kaya Higashi Kino and, Feline Dijon. They'll eventually appear, maybe, probably. Parentheses, I don't actually know that for sure. Dijon. Listen, it's funny! Cause now you're yellow! it. I was like, it does kind of sound like I'm saying Dijon mustard. That's what I meant when I said we were just talking about you. Silly. Mia Soul lurks in the light to hunt the light. Do you mean lurks in the light to hunt the night? Because that also is a cute tagline for a potential alternate unit. Next year's April Fools, watch out! Just kidding. Or am I? No, just kidding. Mia Soul shines the light against the night. I think I'd probably say a shining light against the night, because shines the light is a little bit of a mouthful. Because of trademarks, Lynn would have to be named Dijon style. Oh, okay, so Feline, Dijon style. We'll just tack the style on at the end with a hyphen. Sounds like something Kingdom of Hearts would drag into the ground. What is Kingdom of Hearts? Kingdom Hearts. From ranch to mustard, it always comes back to condiments. I was literally thinking about how HMZ probably could have had a silly condiment gimmick. Kaya would have been ketchup. I guess I would have been like pesto. Or I guess like green goddess dressing if we're sticking with things that are like more commonly used for dressings. I guess. What a weird universe that would have been. Relish? I guess so. Could also be an option. Mint mayo? Ugh. I don't like that. I don't like that very much. The mayo part's fine. Having it be mint? I don't know about that. Don't know about that one, Chief. Dijon custard. True. Yellow custard. '90s Shrek ketchup. The Shrek-chup. We're just different kinds of ketchup at that point, though. The idea was supposed to be that we were different condiments. Purple ketchup. I could be the purple ketchup, this is true. Green mayo just wouldn't be right. I mean, green mayo itself could be fine. There's like avocado mayos that you can find in the stores sometimes. I just don't know if I would like the idea of a mint mayo. It's giving toothpaste. You know, Hanaki. Not sponsored, but could be. But could be. We're marketing geniuses right now. This is my elevator pitch. Ninja Turtles pasta, take it or leave it. Okay, bet. I could be a Ninja Turtles pasta. But that's not really a condiment. Everyone is a condiment, but all the condiments are different variants of the same condiment. We have true ketchup, we have Purple ketchup. Did they ever have a blue ketchup? Okay, I have to Google this. Blue ketchup. They did! There was a blue ketchup, a purple ketchup, and a green ketchup. So we could have been the alternate colors of ketchup. Oh shit. Hanamizu ketchup. Today I learned Heinz makes gravy. They make gravy? That's crazy. Heinz gravy. Damn, they sure do. Love that for them. I didn't know they made gravy either. The glowing yellow outfit is interesting. If your skin was its normal tone, I think it'd be a legit outfit, even if it's a joke. No, it's just my normal outfit tinted yellow. I just used a lighting effect in my model capture app. I'm just being goofy. If it were sponsored and Yuno Hanzaki were a thing, which would be Yuno's product? I need to look at the kinds of things Heinz makes to kind of know what they work with. Ketchup, gravy, vinegar, mustard, relish, and mixed sauce. I guess a Yuno Hanaki type of mixed sauce would probably be it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I use mayo chup religiously. I would probably be okay if it was just a Yuno Hanaki branded mayo chup. Let's see. I'm like meh on mustard. A Yuno Hanaki gravy would be interesting, perhaps. I don't know what kind of gravy it would be, though. They already have so many different kinds of gravy. Flavored ketchup before my eyes? How dare you? In the year of our Lord? I'm learning so much about the kinds of sauces that Heinz offers. Ew. Not for me, no thank you. Ketchup. Yeah, it's just normal red ketchup, but it's flavored with pickle juice, I guess. We finally get pink outfit just for it to wind up on the mayo chup bottle. No, the real joke would be if I made the pink outfit and I was like, okay guys, I am here to introduce to you a sauce I made in collaboration with Heinz as Yuno Hanzaki. It's called pink sauce. And everybody's just like, no, Yuno Hanaki, there was an influencer that did this once before and it didn't go so well. Take it back. Heinz are mad scientists over there doing unholy experiments on ketchup. Next is Cupia Nishikino. Oh, so she's like a Kewpie mayo? That could be a fun one. Pink outfit is just a mayo chup bottle mascot suit. Me trying to articulate to Sumeragi why this is a good idea and is part of a brand deal /J. I'm not actually sponsored by Heinz. This is just a very silly, exaggerated hypothetical. I'm trying to explain why I need to have a mascot bottle of me wearing a bottle of Mayo Chup, and she's just like, what in the hell is Mayo Chup even? Anyhow, that would be pretty funny. Relish could be greens. I guess so, but like if she's already green and she's making a relish, how different could the relish actually be at that point? I don't know, I don't like relish, so it's kind of hard to think of ideas. It's hard to think of ideas for relish. Anyway, I am Mayo Chup's strongest soldier. When during a debut, instead of describing your lore, you explain what condiments you are. Instead of describing my lore, I do another debut PowerPoint, but instead it's just all of the fucking BuzzFeed quizzes that I took. And I just describe myself based on the answers I got on the BuzzFeed quizzes. I could tell you something like what I'm going to be streaming or like what kind of content you can expect to see on this channel, but instead I think you need to understand what kind of macaroni and cheese I am. Also, which My Little Pony character I am. Also, what order I put, the order that I put ingredients on a sandwich determines my MBTI. And also... that could be a really funny idea for a bit, though. Using BuzzFeed's What Game Are You quiz to decide your schedule. Wait, we're cooking. I go on to BuzzFeed and I just try to find all quizzes related to games, and I'm just like, BuzzFeed, what game should I play next? They tell me Fortnite for the 89th time, and so my whole schedule is just Fortnite, 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 Fortnite. For Yellow's debut. I know, I think it'd be pretty funny, especially considering the whole bit that I gave to Yellow. It could be pretty good. I think it'd be pretty funny.
Yep, your soul will do.
KB, thank you so much for the 5-month resub. And you used your Prime, thank you. Sorry I'm late, I've been losing power on and off ever since you went live. Oh no! Well, that's scary. Hopefully things are good over there. Not the listicle stream content. Five reasons you should be watching Yuno Hanaki. 10 games Yuno Hanaki plans to stream this week. Pick a muffin and I'll describe your dream girlfriend. I just become a super, like, white bread, milk toast, algo-friendly channel. Number 5 will shock you. Crazy. Yuno is out here prepping to become the next Chills. Just post pet videos? Well, I would have to get a pet in order to do that, but I think the funnier thing would be I just start posting videos of interviews that I do with other VTubers, but I make the other VTubers play with puppies. Iron Mouse answers questions while playing with puppies. Virtually. Not the Mrs. Beast. Mr. Beast has a whole completely different view of algo-friendly content compared to things like Buzzfeed does. Buzzfeed is like old millennial style content, while Mr. Beast is particularly trying to entertain children by doing super extreme shit. There's a very distinct taste in both, where one is like extreme, chaotic, always has to be bigger and one-up himself, while the other is just plain AF. Oh, hype train, I guess. Again? Sure. I put 1 million damadachis in a blender. Last one to leave gets $10. That's so funny. The best part is Damadachi wouldn't even really be able to get blended up. You don't really have a corporeal form. You guys are just like, I could do this all day. One is much more successful these days. There's a reason you don't hear about BuzzFeed that much these days. Yeah, no, for sure. BuzzFeed content probably only gets pushed to, like, millennials still. Or, like, millennials or older, I guess. Would you survive 24 hours in Onigashima? I challenged 100 VTubers to infinite streaming. The last one still live gets 1 million subs. I thought BuzzFeed died due to the lawsuit. They did not die. They are indeed still active. $1 million sandwiches, holy. Yeah, man, 1 million sandwiches to make up for the fact that they couldn't eat during their eternal streaming hell. I don't think I could ever do the extreme content. If I was going to go algo friendly, it definitely would have to be the more like low-key Buzzfeed-style. Some things die long before they are dead. Wow, poetry. That's actually quite poetic, I'm not gonna lie to you. So true. And it's also very accurate to BuzzFeed. All of the good creators that were part of BuzzFeed left and made their own things and are, like, moderately successful, so that says something. There are still people working for BuzzFeed, though, and they do still make stuff. Like, literally just the other day, I saw, like, actors from a recent Netflix show doing the puppy interview for BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed Celeb, I think, is the branch that does that. So yeah. They do be still alive. It's just that you probably only get fed the content if you were already watching BuzzFeed stuff, or you were watching unrelated things that had XYZ person in it. True, like the Ghost Hunter guys? Well, they certainly made an attempt, but they kind of got rid of all their goodwill when they tried to pull their, we're starting our own streaming service thing, because they didn't really understand why it worked for other groups. That's a whole thing. Sorry. I have a lot of invested interest in a lot of internet creator economy type content, so I unfortunately know a lot about this. I'll try to avoid info dumping, but anyhow, the point is, though, you can definitely be more successful than BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed has, like, cemented a niche. I thought they sailed to the sunset all successful, didn't know there was extra lore. So, the short story of it, to avoid getting too in the weeds of it all, for the people that don't care as much, like I said, I'm just very invested in this kind of thing. They formed the channel Watcher, and Watcher had a bunch of, like, other shows that they were doing on top of, like, occasionally still covering, like, ghost hunting stuff. But that wasn't really their main stick anymore. They were trying to have, like, other shows going on at the same time. And their big goal, I guess, was that they always wanted to do more, like, TV show quality content. And they felt that YouTube was kind of limiting in terms of what they wanted to do. So they tried to pull a Try Guys who made, successfully, they made their own platform called Second Try that has not just the already existing YouTube stuff, but also, like, exclusive shows just for that, like, streamer platform. Simple membership style platform. You pay like $5 a month, you get access to the huge library, you get to see stuff early, you get access to live streams, etc, etc. The Try Guys did a really good job with, like, doing it, because they also, the key thing that the Try Guys did is that they openly stated that they did not have any plans to neglect their YouTube channel. It's just that if you had a membership to Second Try, you'd get to see shit early. Watcher, when they decided to make their own platform for streaming, like when they decided to make their own streamer, they they basically said they were going to abandon YouTube. Like, when they posted the announcement video, they were talking about how, like, you know, they were kind of sad that they had to leave YouTube because YouTube was where they got their start, but they needed to, like, start a new chapter or whatever. And they were planning to put all of their new content going forward on this new, like, streaming service that they were making. And then eventually all of their old content was going to no longer even be archived on YouTube. They were gonna basically pull it at some point, and then they were going to lock the whole archive on the streamer, and you had to pay the membership. Their memberships were also more expensive than Second Tries were. And their intent with this was because they really wanted to make what they were claiming was going to be, like, TV quality content. Like, they had really big goals, and they also seemed super overconfident about the scope of what they were going to be able to accomplish. And so it didn't go over well, and like, they had to do a big walk back and, like, a huge apology, because, like, a lot of their watchers didn't really have the plan to, or the money to accommodate this, like, new membership service, and they didn't like that all of the free stuff was going to be gone. So they did eventually walk it back, and they tried to make their plan into more of a Second Try style, where it was just going to be early access. But by that point, all the goodwill had already been burned, so their earnings tanked. And they recently just had to do this, like, massive downscaling of their team, because they're no longer making a lot of money. Also, one of the main things they wanted to do on their own streamer platform was that they wanted to really lock in on that old show that they did on BuzzFeed, where they compared, like, the $1 burger versus the $100 burger. They wanted to do that show again. So they basically were looking to get more money from their community for one of the core shows being, you pay us to go eat fancy food. And it was like, a lot of it just felt like they became out of touch with their audience, because they were wanting to focus a lot more on this, like, kind of bougie content, on this stuff that was, like, no longer relatable and no longer, like, in tune with the audience that they had formed. So it was like, it felt very out of touch, and it felt very like greedy in the way that it was presented. So it bombed. Did not go well. And now they're at a point where they can't really make a lot of the higher quality shows that they had wanted to make, and a lot of their content has kind of dumbed down into more like YouTube style like videos that are just not as interesting. It's a kind of a sad story. I think they also lost out on a good amount of their old connections too because of this. Also, yes, comparatively, when the Try Guys were trying to make Second Try a thing, they spent a lot of time planning it for like multiple years, and they were also talking to Sam Reich, who is the CEO of Dropout, which is the most successful streamer platform right now, and has pretty much like become the representative for that kind of formula of, you know, still occasionally release stuff on YouTube, game the shorts algorithm, etc., offer memberships on YouTube to get the same content that you get on Dropout, but Dropout stays $5 and also encourages things like password sharing and things like that. Like, they've really made themselves the model for what should be a good streamer platform. So the Try Guys making Second Try had that knowledge from Sam when making their platform, which is why Second Try was able to go off a lot better, more easily. And then the guys from Watcher wanted to try and do that, but they didn't have the same guidance, and so they mistakenly thought that they could charge more money for less content. Which is very sad, because, like, especially, like, the time that they advertised it was, like, right when, well, in the West, the, like, US, recession. Not to get too into the weeds about the economy as well, but they announced that they wanted to make this streamer platform during like a really bad time financially for people, because there was a lot of shit going on. And then they announced that their platform was going to be like $7 or $8 a month, I think, and people were overall going to be getting less compared to what you were getting on things like Second Try or Dropout, where they both only charged like $5. So in the end, if you're going to be paying money for a subscription service, you're going to choose the thing where you get access to more stuff, and then even if you can't pay the membership, you are still getting all of the content uploaded for free on their YouTube channels. It's just that you'd have to wait longer because they were prioritizing the releases going up on their streamers first. Technically, the way Dropout does it is you get access to the first episode of all of the new shows that they start for free, in order to incentivize people to then go to Dropout to watch the rest. But I think they also have made it so that if you have a membership to the Dropout YouTube channel, you get access to stuff like how you do on Dropout, the streamer, I think. So you can technically just do it via YouTube as well. Anyway, Watcher fumbled the bag really hard. Then they had to do massive layoffs of like a good majority of their team. Even long-term team members had to get laid off because they had to downsize. So now they're floundering, trying to get better views, but it's just not working. I watched a few reviewers talk about how the content they've been trying to make now just is not at all comparable to what they were making before, and even though they clearly see what's working, they're like not doing it, which is fascinating. And I'm guessing it's partially because of that downscaling they had to do. But someone also mentioned, like, they had way too many production people for what was ultimately, like, really simple videos. So it was just kind of a lot of, like, bloat. Because they thought that they needed to have that much, because they were trying to treat it too much like a real TV production type of scenario, when you really didn't need that many people for the kind of content that they were trying to film type of deal. Sorry, I said I was going to try and be brief, and here I am yapping my fucking mouth off. Sorry. Reminds me of when some history channels banded together to create a streaming platform because YouTube doesn't like their content, only for them to shut it down because they still uploaded to YouTube, so viewers just kept watching on YouTube for free. Yeah, unfortunately, like, it can work for some people more than it can for others. There needs to be incentive to be like, hey, support me on this thing where you can give me money, and then I will still keep making content for free, but then you get some bonus stuff if you give me the money. It's like, if you don't fully incentivize people to be willing to toss a little bit of money over there, it's going to be hard to get them to fully move over. But like, Watcher fumbled the bag because they were planning to get rid of all of the content that was available on YouTube and lock it behind the paywall. Like a vault that you could only access if you were paying the membership or like paying the subscription. That's where you fumble. If you have all of that content on your YouTube, leave it on your freaking YouTube. The new stuff can be limited to only being on the streamer, but you also will benefit if you leave it on the streamer exclusively for like a week or two, and then you post the new stuff to YouTube and you're like, hey, do you want to see this the minute it releases? Come check us out on our streamer. But they realized way too late that that's what they needed to do. Instead, they were really trying to just like purely get money. It was clear that it was very profit driven rather than wanting to do things for their fans. And it's very like kind of sad because a lot of people had been really eager to support them when they decided to branch off from Buzzfeed. Combination of too many people taking themselves too seriously and being too overconfident. Yeah. Like, the whole video came across as, like, really... when I say video, I mean the announcement Watcher made about how they were making their own streamer. Felt very, like, condescending to their existing audience, in a way. Because they pulled the whole, like, it's only $7 a month. And they were, like, low-key making jabs at people who thought that that might be too expensive or that they couldn't afford it or whatever. And then again, they were only planning to use it to, like, fund these shows that were, like, them flying out to another country to try, like, $1,000 worth sushi or whatever the fuck, right? Like, it was very much a fund our lifestyle, and we won't really give you that much that will benefit you in return, but you're doing this because you like us, right? I hate that kind of mentality so much, because it's not just $7, it's $7 a month. And like, that kind of thing can add up very easily. It was very icky. They really fumbled the bag with that video, which is why it is taken down. I believe it is privated now. And then they had an apology where they tried to make it seem like that wasn't what they meant. Which, probably, but it's just proof that they became very out of touch. You go from being the relatable, like, chill guys experiencing cool things to being guys who now kind of expect that sort of experience and treatment and, like, expecting people to fund that for them. The reason that show worked in BuzzFeed is because BuzzFeed paid for it, and BuzzFeed was like big company making big money, so they could afford to send people out on these excursions to try expensive food or have these like unique food experiences or whatever. Trying to do it on your own, yes you can, but it's also wrong to expect that to be enough for your audience to be willing to toss money at you. It was a crazy thing. And then in all of this, people still mostly wanted to see the ghost show and like the ghost hunting. And they didn't do that as much because they started trying to make all these other shows. And some of the other shows were good, but in the end, people wanted to see them do the like ghost hunting. And it just felt like the ghost hunting had like a total backseat. I believe they were also planning to only put the new episodes of the ghost hunting show on the streaming platform. I don't think they even had plans to also put it on YouTube, so... Fucking boo! Boo, how could you get it so wrong? This thing people want the most that they're used to accessing for free, $7 now. And we'll release it whenever the fuck we wanna. Yikes. Yikes all the way down. We aren't the problem, the audience are wrong. There was like a lot of drama around it too, like people assuming that like one of the main Watcher guys didn't actually like this direction, but was just kind of putting up with it because the other two wanted it. And how there was like one specific guy who was responsible for like the price hike and like that overall choice to lock everything on the streamer because he wanted to maximize profit because he was the main guy doing the, I believe the show was called Worth It. He was the main guy who was going to be part of the Worth It show, so everyone thought that it was mostly his idea to have like a steeper price point and control the content being on the platform because he wanted to be able to go eat fancy food or whatever. Fancy Wagyu steak or whatever the fricky. Anyway, all of that is to say, they broke off and allegedly probably could have done well if they didn't decide to fumble the bag when it came to the streamers, the streamer platform thing. Ay. Also, a lot of the people that they had been connected to before, including like the Try Guys, I don't think really interact with them anymore because they were probably pissed off that Watcher tried to copy their homework, but then fumbled it so bad and made all streamers look bad in comparison. Ironically, a show called Worth It turned out being worthless. Poetry. Poetry. But yeah, there was just a lot of stuff that happened with Watcher that made it kind of obvious they didn't really know what they were... They thought that they were too big for their britches. Very specific expression, I know, but it was basically like... They were pushing way too hard to make it seem like their content was like high TV quality. And then it was just stuff like, can I guess which soda this is if I'm blindfolded? Which is just like typical YouTube content, but they tried to be like, this is TV quality stuff. We need this money because we want to make stuff that's like high quality, made for TV. And we're giving it to you for only $7 a month if you subscribe. It's not that much money. It's only about as much as a coffee. Give me a break. Honestly, though, that kind of stuff is such low-bar rich entertainment of watching other people living their rich life. I mean, I'm guilty of enjoying watching that kind of thing sometimes, but the rose-colored glasses can very easily come off when people act like this when it comes to, I deserve to live this kind of lifestyle, give me money. Like, no. Why can't we get Wagyu? I know, right? For a minute, I was like, why are you glowing? But then I realized you're an Oni Sun. Yeah, that's the whole bit of the stream today, baby. It is such a pet peeve of mine when people compare the price of things to a coffee. That's an overpriced coffee. The coffee is expensive as a joke. I know. I hate when they always compare it to a coffee. I remember when I was watching someone talk about the situation and they played the clip where they mentioned that it was like the price of a coffee, and I was just like, bleh! That's definitely how you can tell they're out of touch. You think an average cup of coffee is $7? I don't know about that, bud. Even my large coffee from Starbucks is still like $5. The type of content similar to that one that I enjoy is people traveling on first class in planes or trains. Oh, that's so relatable, yeah. I had a phase where I was watching a lot of people on expensive cruise ships and like vlogging their experience on an expensive cruise. I had a big phase with that. I really want to go on a cruise someday. That's like my dream. Stupid, spending money on this is a fucking joke, but I want to do it anyway type of vacation. I love cruises. Speaking of TV, I heard recently that Beast games cost 10 times as much to film as a season of Survivor, which is crazy when you see them side by side. It's because Mr. Beast throws around so much fucking money on that show. It's like less so being invested into the actual games and events of Beast games, and it's just invested in the fact that there's like a gigantic prize pool so that he can brag about offering the most amount of money on any game show ever. And then he also has times where he tries to incentivize contestants to leave early by like offering them deals where it's like, I'll give you $20,000 right now if you choose to bow out of the competition. So he's like throwing around money to try and get people to leave the show too. It's expensive purely because he's throwing around actual like money to people, not because of what's actually being put into the show itself. Production ain't seeing squat. My favorite part of a cruise is the all-you-can-eat food. Yeah. I love seeing the different, like, restaurants that you can go to on the ships and, like, the all-you-can-eat buffets that you get access to throughout the day. Yeah. I'm a big foodie, so one of my favorite experiences is always when I watch them get excited about food. That's kind of the main thing I like about watching, like, people going to Disney and, like, different Disney experiences. I mostly just like to see them eat all of the special food. Especially because, like, all the different Disney parks, like, rotate out their food all the time. So I never get the chance to eat it because it's probably going to be gone. So it's fun to watch them eat it while it's there. Maybe someday I will get to go to one, but not anytime soon. Yuno's weakness is always food. Listen. Listen, I'm just a hungry girl. Not entirely true. They also overspent on production. Reportedly, they had more cameras on set than the Olympics too, so they're throwing money all around. I guess putting it into cameras makes sense. It's just that you don't really see the money going into the games, I guess is more so what I meant. Like, the actual games are pretty boring, although I heard the latest season tried to make them a little bit more interesting. But I heard the first season was very ass, because most of the money just went into them throwing it at contestants to try and get them to leave. And then it was also, like, mostly just games that you had already seen on MrBeast's YouTube channel, which I guess might be the point, but... Did you know you can order KFC or McDonald's in some long train trips in China? Whoa, that's actually really cool. I would do it just to see. Taco Bell is all the food I need. With variety like that, there's no shortage of yummy food. You can get the same meat slop, just in a different shell and a slightly different form. It's all goop. Goop all the way down. But at least the goop has a slightly different flavor. Goop. Guy on horseback racing the train delivering your chicken bucket. That would be so sick. They have an app and they order it to be picked up by staff on the next stop or station. Oh, that makes sense. That's kind of fun too. Especially if you're going on a long train trip. Schedule your McDonald's pickup a couple stops later. Yippee! With the blah blast pies. That was a very crazy thing to see get announced for Thanksgiving. You can do that in India too? Oh, interesting. Come and taste our brand new 1 month only special flavor meat goop. Well, to be fair, I did see stuff about how Taco Bell has some interesting, like, new, limited time foods that are gonna be coming in the next couple of years. Like, they had this big, like, festival where they announced all the stuff that they were planning to try. I think there's going to be a, butter chicken or a tikka masala taco thing that they're going to have because it won in, like, a poll. And there were some, like, weird interesting desserts that they were going to start offering too. I'm giving Taco Bell shit lovingly. I don't usually order it that often, but I make fun of the fact that it's basically just the same goop in a different package. Mostly because I get distracted and I'm like, ooh, this sounds good, ooh, this sounds good, and then I end up with a pile of food that I think is going to be different, and then it just tastes the same, because it's just all goop. But it's yummy goop, so I guess I can't complain too much. Butter chicken? Was it butter chicken? I thought so, yeah. Taco Bell tikka masala, the esophagus annihilator. The esophagus? I think you're gonna have to worry more about that if you're going to be eating Taco Bell butter chicken. But who knows? Maybe it bangs. Maybe it's really good. If it wasn't for the fact it would be incredibly unhealthy, I think being a food vlogger would be really cool. Or like a food review influencer, where you get to try all of the seasonal items at different restaurants and you review them. I don't think I could actually do that for myself. One, because I'm picky. Two, because it's expensive. But it would be a fun job. You ever see that video where someone goes to the place where Taco Bell tests experimental food ideas and there's a row of people that just eat all the new stuff for money? God, I know, right? They'll send, like, certain restaurants and places will, like, send invites to influencers to be like, hey, we're gonna be having a new limited time so-and-so item. Do you want to come try it and, like, review it and post it on your channel? I just think that kind of thing's cool. You know, it'd be rounder. I get a new model and it's just a circle. This is what I look like now that I'm a food reviewer. Unorb. Fudo Hanaki. No, you guys are missing the obvious one. Yuno Hanaki. That would be the channel name. That would be the brand. Are you looking to try the One Piece Popeyes collab? In theory, I could see it tasting good. Unfortunately, the closest Popeyes near me is still pretty far, and it makes everything really expensive, so can't really get it sent to the box. VTuber mukbang where he eat PNGs of various fast foods. I specifically am taking pictures from the teasers for the new menu items, and I'm like, look, guys, I'm eating food. Nom nom nom. The chi in Yuno Hanaki chi stands for chew. You're so right. Isn't it just regular Popeyes? Yes, but they have like special, I think they have like a special little strawberry shortcake thing and like a different flavor on the sides, and also like a special drink, question mark. Yeah, special lemonade. Yeah. Unfortunately though, Popeyes is a little bit too far from me. It's a little too far from me to make it worthwhile. If only it was closer. You know, Hanaki Chu would also be a funny channel name. You're right. You know, Hanachu. Nom nom. Time to be a food reviewer, guys. You seen the guy who tries the food challenges? Bro, which one? Also, yes, I've watched a couple. I was just looking at our Taco Bell flavors, and we have Mexican chicken. Well, I should hope so. Hands on my hips. Well, yes. That is what is served at Taco Bell. I like that they're specifically calling it Mexican chicken. Today we will review this ice soup with an extra pinch of salt. Me when I'm broke. The bearded skinny guy versus food or something. I might have seen specifically him. I've seen 2 others as well. But yeah. Of all the places to have butter chicken tacos, you'd think it would be us. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they ended up thinking of butter chicken. Because this was all tested in the US, I believe. Ice soup and rain salad. Not the rain salad. As you can see, this bowl of ice soup is fresh and ice cold. But the other thing that is maybe fresh, but also ice cold, is this collection of rainwater that I got outside. We're going to compare water. Finally, we will know the truth of if different types of water have different tastes. You just hear faint crunching of me eating the ice. And then I sip the rainwater and I'm like, bleh. New ice collab with water just dropped. So true. This water tastes like roof. Roof, a little bit of smog. I'm getting an aftertaste of radiation. Worth it, discounted Daniel Smith, thank you for the 110 dull hair and 10-cent tip. This sure is a random bruh amount. Oh yeah? It's a random amount, you say? It's a random amount? How random are we talking? I feel like I need to check. Huh. How interesting. I wonder what is random about this. Roku Nana. A hint of drain pipe. So true. Say siete. You know what's sad is that 6-7 as a meme has already died, but we're still at the point where like all the old people are like starting to say it, and I also think it's happening more with like older influencers too are starting to say 6-7 more. The kids don't say it now. It's dead. But all the old people are finally starting to embrace it and say it unironically, and I'm just like, guys. Have you guys seen the 6-7 shaped chicken nuggets? It's pretty funny. I knew about it already because I saw Nami tweet about it. But then the apparently they started getting sold at the grocery store that Hitomi works at. So she sent a picture of the bag to me and she was like, "There's no fucking way."
Cute. Do better.
I was like, "Hey." That's a very skibbity situation. Oh, man. So good. Also, Beryl, thank you for the $2.02 tip. We rebel. Ah, so now it is 6969. Heh. Nice. Why did my message get censored? I don't know. What did you try to write? Brie, nice, nice. Oh, maybe it got censored because you put the dot, so it made it think it was a website. Because y'all aren't allowed to post links. So maybe it's censored because it thought it was a link. Oh, Phoenix Blaze, thank you for the stretch. Thank you. Good stretch. Fudge them kids, this is the first meme they came up with that isn't negative IQ and G-rated. Donoing to the Roku grandma gets me a 202 discount. Let's go! Let's go, yippee! Oh, and thank you for the hydrate. Guys, I'm making coffee at home again. Are you proud of me? Are you proud of me? I'm proud of me. Let's go. Today it is, cinnamon sugar donut flavored. I honestly don't really taste the cinnamon. It kind of just tastes like coffee. I'm not gonna lie. It has like a slight cinnamon hint to it. I wish it was stronger. But it's not bad. It's not terrible. I'm curious because I have another capsule from this company, like this brand, that is strawberry sprinkle flavor. So I wonder what that's gonna taste like. Enjoy your hyper bean water. Thank you. It's pretty good. Do you have flying angel wings? I do not have wings currently equipped, no. I just have a halo, because I am an angel. And I am also the sun, because it is Oni Sun. Make coffee, save money. Thump up. That's the plan with this, yes. Yuno branded hot bean water. Does this look like Phase Connect to you? Do I look like I'm in Phase Connect? You think I'm gonna have branded coffee? Homemade anxiety bean juice is great. I have like forgotten the joys of being able to make it at home, and I can also make it so quickly versus having to wait the like 20-ish minutes to get coffee sent here. I forgot that it's really easy to just make it from my capsule. Gotta be careful stepping onto their turf, it'll start a coffee turf war. I'm not planning to step on their turf, don't look at me. I'm just hanging out. And you too can get Yuno branded coffee for only $29.99. That's less than the price of a cup of coffee. I throw up instantly after saying it. I'm surprised you made the coffee without burning it. Well, see, I have a Keurig. Well, you see, I have an automatic coffee maker. All I have to do is pour in the water and put the pod in the maker, and then I press a button, and then it makes the coffee for me. Keurig does the cook, Yuno does the consume. Exactly. And it finishes in about like 5 minutes. And then I just have a cup of coffee. And then I will pour it into my big cup, and I will add ice and creamer. And that's all I add. Sometimes I add extra milk if I think it needs to be more milky, but I don't usually. Usually it's just a little bit of creamer. I thought thought you'd still find a way. Well, I will say, when I first got back into making the coffee, the first one that I made after having not used my Keurig for a while, I did add a little bit too much water, so it did overflow. So I did kind of fuck it up a little bit. I was like, I want a lot of coffee, so I'm gonna fill this up to the highest line. What could go wrong? Everything. Everything could go wrong. Everything could go wrong! Sasuka, shut up! Leave me alone! Leave me to leave me to my coffee making sins. I am a fool. I forgot that the mug that I use can only take like 10. The fill line goes from like, I think 4 up to 12. So it's like 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And I forgot that my cup doesn't really like it when I try to go to 12. It can, it's just that it will overflow a little bit. And then it gets everywhere. And so that is what happened. It got everywhere. And I forgot. I forgot that happens. So I was like, ah, frick. So now I have to fill it to like 10. It's usually between 8 and 10 for me, which is fine. I remembered now because of that mistake, and I haven't had issues since then, so yippee. Simply get a bigger cup. I mean, I guess I could. The problem is I use the mug that I use because I pour it into my bigger cup, which is the one I'm drinking from. This thing, which is like about the same size as my Stanley. It's a little bit shorter than my Stanley cup, but it's like bigger and more of like a insulated tin because it keeps the coffee colder for longer. Like, this has been sitting next to me for going on 3 hours? 4 hours? And the ice hasn't melted at all. Or, well, it's melted a little bit, but not as much as you think it would have in this amount of time. So I use this cup because it get full and it hold ice longer. It cold longer. Meanwhile, if I had ordered this, or if I had used a different cup, it probably would have melted and it would have been really watery and yucky by now. But it's not yucky. Yay! In theory, I could get a bigger mug, though. I think most of the mugs that I have are around the same size. So I don't really know if I truly could, but in theory, I could. But yeah, I am back on the trying to make my coffee at home more often vibe. I don't drink it every day, but when I crave coffee, I resist the urge and I resist the urge to order it and I just make it. Although I tried to make coffee yesterday and it fucking sucked. Oh wait, no, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before yesterday. The day before yesterday, it fucking sucked. It was like a peanut butter cup flavor. So I don't remember if I said this when I first got the Keurig, but Hitomi gifted me the Keurig and also gifted me a box of like variety flavors of capsules. And all the like capsules are based off of ice cream flavors because I like ice cream and I really like sweet coffee. So all the different random flavors in here are based off of like ice creams and like sweet treats and stuff like that. And some of them are good, some of them are bad. And this one was peanut butter cup flavored, and you would think that that would be really good, but it was fucking awful. And it could have been user error. Like, I could have fucked up my ratio of like coffee to creamer, and I had also added a little bit of milk because I thought that would help make it like creamy and nutty. I could have just fucked up the ratio of what I added when I was making it. Because when I took my first sip, I was like, oh. Imagine if you had like a knife that had peanut butter left on it from when you put it on like a sandwich or something. And then it congealed, and then it had like a coating of something bitter on top. Because it just tasted like bitter peanut butter. It was very nasty. And I tried to drink more of it. I tried to drink a couple of sips so I wouldn't waste the coffee, but I did not like it. I did not like that. There was also no chocolate taste because, like, it's a peanut butter cup. You would think there'd be more of a taste of chocolate, but there was no chocolate. I got like a whiff of peanut butter, and then the rest of it was just like bitter. So I was like, oh, this is awful actually, and I had to dump it out because I didn't like it. So, bad flavor, didn't like that one. But what I do is I reach into the box because I don't have a list of what all of the flavors are. I just reach into the box and I kind of just shake it around a little bit, and then I pick out a random pod, and that's the coffee that I have. I threw out all the ones that I can't have, which are ones that had blueberry. So they're all things that are safe for me to consume. It's just based on vibes. Coffee lotto. Coffee gotcha. I literally just roam my hand around in the box, I shake up all the pods, and then I just like grab one and pull it out, and I'm like, well, this is my coffee of the day. So today was specifically like a donut brand. So all of their flavors are based off of different types of donuts you can get at a donut shop. And it was cinnamon sugar. I thought it would be pretty good. But like I said, I really wish it tasted more like cinnamon. I get a very slight hint. You can't eat blueberries? Nope. Well, it's kind of like a precaution. I tell this story all the time. I don't actually know if I'm allergic to blueberries. It's probably just safer to assume that I am. Because there was a time I got super hyper fixated on them. And a particular like blueberry pastry that I ate a lot, a blueberry scone. I was like hyper fixated on blueberry scones and blueberry muffins for a couple of months when I was a kid. And then suddenly there was a time where I was eating a blueberry scone and I developed like a pretty bad cold sore on my tongue. And so Oni Mama and my grandma thought that I might be developing an allergy because I was consuming too much of the thing at once, and so my body was starting to resist it. So we had to cut the blueberry stuff out of my diet, which really sucked because I was liking them so much. Oni Mama was debating buying me like actual fruit so that I could start eating more fruit instead of only consuming it in pastries. But because that happened, she was like, maybe we shouldn't do that. So we had to get rid of the blueberry pastries, and I couldn't get any more blueberry muffins or blueberry scones, and I was very, very sad because I loved them. They were such a good little treat to have before school. I was so sad. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking news for Yuno Hanaki. So I like say as a precaution that I'm allergic just because I don't necessarily want to risk trying it and then getting another really bad cold sore. And something similar happened with cherries. I used to love like cherry juice and like cherry flavored stuff growing up, and then suddenly there was a time where I had a milkshake that had a cherry on top, and I didn't eat the cherry, but I had drank the milkshake that had like the cherry essence in it, and then I ate some of the whipped cream that had the cherry juice from where the cherry was placed on top, and my throat felt itchy. And the only thing that we could think of that might have caused it was the cherry. So I avoid cherry stuff now too. Do you eat fresh apples, peaches, bananas, etc. though? Yes. I can eat apples. I love peaches. Peaches are my favorite fruit. And I do like bananas. I don't eat bananas as much as I used to. I used to be a banana fiend. I don't eat them as much now. But I do like banana products sometimes. Like, I love banana bread. And lately, there are these pancakes that I get that have banana and caramel and, like, fresh cream on them. Really, really yummy. Those are the kind of fruits that I like. Banana bread is the absolute best. Correct. Agree. I could eat bananas, but sadly I get a reaction to them nowadays. Yeah. Bananas are known to cause the anaphylactic response that feels like an allergic reaction. Even if you aren't actually allergic, it's just that it's more likely to cause it because of the histamines, I believe, in the nana. So it is understandable to avoid them because of the reaction it causes. I get you. I'm sometimes like that if I just eat like a straight banana. Lately though, when I eat the banana sliced up on the pancake, it's okay. I haven't had banana bread in a long time, but god do I fucking love banana bread. Holy shit, I love banana bread. There's a local restaurant chain in Onigashima that has really banger banana bread, and the reason that I love it is because their banana bread doesn't really have a lot of nuts. I really hate when a pastry has nuts in it, because I don't like the clashing texture. I know some people love the idea of like a surprise crunch when they eat something soft, but I don't. When I eat something soft and then something crunches, it gives me the ick. But I like that this place's banana bread is usually quite soft and either has like very thinly chopped nuts so that they're so tiny you don't really notice them, or like basically no nuts at all. Love that shit. Really banger banana bread. Oni Mama and I used to order from that place specifically because we wanted the banana bread. So we would justify getting it just so that we could keep the banana bread in the house. It's good ass banana bread. Yummy. But I haven't had it in a long time. The last time probably was with Oni Mama, if I had to guess. I don't usually order from there because it can get pretty expensive. Most things can when you order delivery. Can't always justify it. Right? If I wanted crunchy, I would order something crunchy. Thank you! You get me! Thank you! Finally somebody who gets it! Like, I understand the appeal of wanting to change up the texture. I totally understand why people love, like, adding a crunch to something. Like, they don't want it to be too soft or whatever. They want to have that extra crunch. I get it. I don't, though. At least not in things that I expect to be fully soft all the way through. Like, I can understand wanting to add something crunchy to, like, a sandwich. Or, like, I don't know, extra crunchy stuff that you put into a salad. Salad's already kind of crunchy. Do you get what I mean? But, like, adding the texture to that kind of thing, I get. Just not in a pastry. Not in a baked good. I want my baked goods to be soft. But this is also coming from someone who likes their cookies rare, so... Do I really have the right to have an opinion? I don't know. Probably not. There's a little bakery by my work that makes banger banana bread. I always get the chocolate chip banana bread though. Gonna miss it when I move. Oh my god, chocolate chip banana bread. I didn't know that exists. That sounds so good. Can you send me some? You send me some, please. Your cookie is still mooing. Yeah, and? Yeah, and? I don't like how I understood what you meant by rare cookies. I think I've talked about rare cookies on a stream before. And I was watching a vlogger, like a random content creator that I was recommended. And I was just watching the video and she referred to liking her cookies as rare. And I was like, oh, right. Someone who gets it. You know Hanaki's rare cookies. Yeah. I like that shit barely baked. Just kidding. I do bake it to a point where it's safe to eat. But I make sure it's goopy. Likes a bit of flour taste in her cookies. No! I like them baked just enough to where it's gooey and warm. But then I don't really like it when it gets too crunchy. So I make sure that it stays very gooey in the center. To where you could squish it. but it is still cooked. It's just very squishy. You don't get it. I'm just afraid you don't see what I see. And that's fine. You don't have to see what I see. More for me. Baked just enough to feel the scare of salmonella, I guess. It's never happened to me, though. Medium rare cookies? No, rare. Never medium rare. Well, I guess sometimes they end up medium rare if I am, like, really worried about the goop. But I try to keep that shit rare. Baked with a warm welcome. I too enjoy non-crunchy cookies. Subway used to do those and it was divine. I miss the cheesecake cookie that Subway used to have. I think they might still have the flavor, but it's not as soft as it used to be. It was like a raspberry cheesecake cookie. God, it was so fucking good. I don't even like Subway for anything else, but they really nailed cookies back then. I'm not really a Subway liker beyond that. I'm gooey in the center. Streamer, I'm gooey. Streamer, please, I'm gooey. Nowadays, it's just generic crunchy. I know. I don't like crunchy cookies. Well, I shouldn't say I don't like them. I will still eat them. They're usually still good, but I have to have milk. Because then I dunk the cookie in the milk and then I make it soft. Also, if you don't like how hard a cookie that you get is when you like get it from a bakery or like a grocery store or whatever, if you microwave it for like 10 seconds, it'll get soft. Depending on the strength of your microwave, like 10 to 20 seconds, it'll get gooey. So that's usually what I do. That's usually what I do. Where is Yuno's go-to spot for deli sandwiches? I don't know if I ever really go out to get a deli sandwich. I think usually I just make it at home. Which I know is shocking, considering I'm someone who doesn't really like cooking, but I don't mind making sandwiches at home. She knows the tricks. She's the damn gooey goddess. I don't know if I want to be called that. Can we pick a different name? Can we pick a different name for me? Can we find an alternative? But yeah, when it comes to deli sandwiches, I don't know if I really have a place I would go to. I just make it at home. I get the bread. I like ham on my deli sandwiches, preferably. I am a ham liker. I use spinach instead of lettuce usually. I don't know why I'm like this, but I just really like spinach on my sandwiches. I get the cheese. I get the onions. I use a garlic aioli. Yummy. Yuno kunaki, no! Put it back, put it back, put it back, put it back. Lettuce gets too soggy too fast. That's fair. To me, I just think I like the crunch of spinach more in comparison to the rest of what I have on the sandwich than I do lettuce. Not that I don't like lettuce. It's just not usually what I put on a sandwich when I make sandwich at home. Spam burger. Spam burger sounds interesting. Yuno Gunagi is just her slime persona. Oh dear, you know Hanaki slime girl. I don't know about that. don't know about that one. Now you've got my attention. I see. I see. I've been on a real Jersey Mike's kick since one recently opened up around here. Oni Mama really liked Jersey Mike's. We tried both Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's at like separate points in our lives. I think I ended up being more of a Jimmy John's liker, and then Oni Mama is more of a Jersey Mike's liker, but again, since I don't really order sandwiches, I don't usually do it. But like, Oni Mama loved Jersey Mike's. When one opened up closer to us, she was like over the moon. Not a fan of sandwiches? Oh no, I like sandwiches. I just don't usually order them. I make them at home. I feel like it's easier to make a sandwich for myself at home versus to like trust other people to make sandwich. There's just something about the way that I am usually disappointed by sandwiches I order out. At least when it comes to like those kinds of sandwiches. Just in my humble onion. I'd rather just put all of the stuff that I want on the sandwich on my own bread. Because then I can load it up more in a way that I like. I've gotten really into making bagel sandwiches at home too. Usually I use plain bagels, but I have everything bagels this week, so I'm going to try making the same sandwich on an everything bagel and see if I like it. I like everything bagels, but I've never tried my usual go-to sandwich on an everything bagel. Looking forward to that for a future lunch. Or dinner. I don't know. Maybe dinner. I don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner tonight, though. I got no ideas. I'm loaded up on groceries. You would think I would have more ideas of what I could make, but I'm just like, man. You know why they're called everything bagels? Because they got everything on them. I've been doing massive spring cleaning in my backyard. It's also finding so many things I didn't know I had. Isn't that always, like, the wild thing about doing the cleaning? It's just like, why do I still have this? Or for me, sometimes I realize that I still have something because it was hiding behind the stuff that I needed to clean out. I'm just like, oh shit, that's where that went. Happens all the time. My dream of making Yuno a deli sandwich will never come true. I didn't know that was a dream that you had. You can dream bigger. How about some air fried chicken nuggets? Mayhaps. I do have my little chicken bites in the freezer. A fresh bag. 2 deli sandwiches. So true. The worst is when you now have 2 of a thing because you thought you lost it and bought another. Oh my god, yeah. Also very relatable. Well, I guess you have a spare. Or an extra. Sometimes that can be useful. I'm never going to do hand cams! I appreciate you wanting it, but I'm never going to do a hand cam, ever, ever. It is not happening for me. Streamer, show your hands. I don't want to break the immersion. am simply anime woman. If you ever want to see Yuno Hanaki hands, just say, Yuno, I want to see your hands. And I'll be like, okay, here. Here they are. I have them. Yes. Anyway. For sandwiches, it should be a Yam Cam anyway. Ba-bump. Very funny. Good one. I'm going to make truffle mac and cheese with shredded chicken. Oh, that does sound really good. That does sound pretty banger. Hello, you know you're looking very bright today. Thank you, I am the sun. How about a sandwich vlog edited to show step-by-step but no hands? Maybe? Mayhaps. Hand cam would be bright as she is right now. That's mean! Why are you so mean to me? That's fucked up. You can do a hand cam. There has to be some stupid bit you can do that doesn't involve an actual camera so people will stop asking. There might be. Sandwich slideshow be like bread, ham, muttered bread. I'm a big fan of muttered bread. I don't really use mustard on my sandwiches, but you're right. Hand cam, but it's just a whiteout. How about a Yam Cam stream? That would be pretty funny. Any hand cam stream may be confused for navigational lights. Shut up! Ah, you're so mean to me. Why? Every day I come onto the freaking computer and I get made fun of. Every day you know how to get bullied. Man. Do you like Reuben sandwiches? I don't think I've ever had a Reuben. So I don't know. I might. I might. Who knows? I like the idea of a Yam Cam stream. I'm just like, wow, finally, face reveal, and then it transitions like you get my stinger, and then the thing that shows up on screen is just a picture of my desk mat, and it's like, guys, I'm so nervous, I'm so shy, I don't know if I can do this. Everyone hypes me up in chat, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready, I'm gonna show myself, and then the camera turns off for a second, and I'm just like, hold on, I'm just getting into position. And then I turn the camera back on, and a yam is in the center of my desk mat.
I hope you like it. I made sure to dress up just for you. I took a shower. I washed myself in the kitchen sink. I'm not peeled, but I hope you're still impressed.
She finally took a shower. Streamer did it. Streamer, let's go. Streamer, I'm so proud of you. She did it. She's accomplished the mission. Peeled? Haha, wow, I'm glad you finally spread your roots. A yam with googly eyes. Wait, I might actually have to do this. This could be a really good stream. Getting the butter ready, I'd say stove, but we both know better. There's no need to roast me on the stove. You're looking like something from Blue Archive right now. Is it because of the halo? I guess that's fair. I think a lot of the Blue Archive characters do tend to have their halos positioned like this. Grab a marker and draw wife on the yam. I don't know if it would show up properly on the yam. But that would be pretty funny. I've never tried to draw wife. Well, at least not recently. I've drawn wife, for like... oh my god. I don't even remember what the game's called anymore. I'm washed, I'm cooked. I think that's the only time I've tried to draw wife, but I've never tried to, like, actually draw wife. It'd be pretty funny if my first attempt was on a yam. Yeah, Gardic phone. I couldn't remember the name. I wanted to say draw my thing, and I was like, how fucking old am I that I'm remembering draw my thing before Gardic phone? God damn. I went back in the fucking time machine. The other Tenchi just went Azerlane British carrier, so you being another gacha makes sense. I'm Blue Archive, I guess. Just like a Mr. Potato Head, but a yam. Miss Yam. I don't want to say Miss Yam Head, because that sounds weird. Miss Yam, though. That's her. Okay, so now we have the added lore.
Oh, you want me to turn over? That's true. How else are you going to see your wife? Let me just adjust really quick.
And the camera turns off. You hear a little bit of shuffling. I purposefully, like, move my sleeve around so it sounds like clothes are rustling. And it's literally just me turning the yam over. And I switch to the other side, and that's where you can see wife on the proper side of the yam, so it's on the right leg, quote unquote leg. And then she is there, wife, a work of art. Such a good stream idea, I think. Could work as an April Fool's stream. So sad that we're thinking of it now. Bummer. Then again, April Fool's was on a Wednesday this year, so I probably wouldn't have even been able to do it on actual April Fool's anyway. Because I don't stream on Wednesdays. Unless you were okay with it being like a 20-minute dumb bullshit thing. And then I just end afterwards. It's still April? I guess that's true. That's Hiyori Mokami's whole reason for still doing Fool's Fanfare, right? Because it's still within April. I guess I could technically still plan something. It would be less of a surprise, though. I almost feel like I should wait until next year so that more people forget. Sorry for the out-of-season April Fools, but yams don't grow then. What is the peak season for yams? Is it autumn? Peak yam season. November to January, with harvest beginning as early as July or August for, quote, new yams. The main harvest occurs in late autumn and early winter, following a 6 to 7 month growth cycle, ensuring maximum tuber maturity. Stupid! VTuber. So I guess the earliest I could do it is July. If I want to treat it like a new debut. Damn, girl, how much are that tube? Also, no, I am not in Fool's Fanfare. Kaya is, though. So you should check it out. Also, you should just check it out because I believe Hiyori's been working pretty hard on it. A lot of the other girls have been saying that Hiyori's been, like, really working hard to make sure it could release it within April, so... Watch it because Kaya's in it. Also watch it to support Hiyori. And all the other people that are in it, too. Because I think, like, Nene's in it. I believe most of Ephemera is in it. Is Hio in it? I hope so. She wasn't in the little parading march of people. I don't think so. She might be? Good question. Hiyori even got a ghost to participate? Wow. I mean, it makes sense. Hiyori has so many connections. Probably even connected to the afterlife. The VTuber graveyard. Not being in her own event would be a funny bit. So true. So true. Her extrovertness, friends with everyone. Yeah, it's definitely a strong skill that she has. I feel like it makes sense that she and Kana ended up in the same gen in Glitch Stars. Those two are both very good at, like, socializing and, like, interacting with people. They have a very expansive social network between them. There's a bard joke there, but she's always been a catch. Yeah. She and Kana really are socializing and networking incarnate. They're just also really good organizers, I think. They're both just really good at, like, keeping their heads on their shoulders and like, organizing stuff. Well, Hiyori sometimes has moments of being a little frazzled, but that's also part of what makes her so lovable.
Cute. Do better.
Kana, though, from what I know about her, she's really organized. Really organized, very good at getting things done that need to be gotten done. I've only talked to her, like, once, maybe twice. So I don't know her super well, but from what I have seen, people are a big fan of her organizational skills. The power of not having the crippling, but what if they hate me? Yeah. I do envy that ability. I do envy that power. I've gotten better at getting myself to just do it when it comes to messaging people, but it's still there in the back of my brain. It's a lot easier to message people who have said yes before versus messaging new people. Anyone able to pull together a group of VTubers must be a good planner and scheduler. Well, I should say pulling together a big group, because most of the projects those two have organized have always had, like, huge amounts of people. Which is a very all-powerful skill to have. In my humble opinion. Even when we were organizing Moon Kasai, a lot of it was, like, only really possible because the three of us were doing it together. I could not imagine doing that same kind of feat on my own. Also, Leko my Ego, thank you for the $5 tip. Here's my one draw. Oh, I got Sano Hanaki. Not a legendary, but she has a nice ability. Starhead. Starhead? I mean, I guess so. Obake Pam's powers. Obake Pam also has that power, but specifically only at Christmas time. Or I guess sometimes earlier, because she does start recruiting pretty early. Do you have any embarrassing stories about Hio? Not really. I can't think of any personally. We've talked quite a bit, but I don't think I know of anything, like, embarrassing. Pam scares me around Christmas. How does she wrangle so many mentally ill people to be organized like that? Oof. Well, first of all, assuming that all VTubers are mentally ill is rough, even if it might be partially true. I mean, the thing is, she also tries to prioritize bringing on people that have done it before, and people who she knows are actually capable of, like, following deadlines and, like, following directions. She's more discerning than you think. It's not necessarily a invite everyone situation, because you still have to apply a lot of the time. But, like, it's not a everyone can join sort of deal. She will still be pretty discerning about who joins in. Yeah, she'll, like, keep notes. She pays attention to that stuff. And I also know it's not just her who organizes it anymore. She's the primary organizer, but she does get a little bit of help from, like, one or two other people who volunteer to help her. Luckily. Maybe a bit of a weird question, but is the unemployed talent Discord still active? Yes, it is still alive. We just posted in it yesterday. It's not, like, active every day, if that's what you're asking. I would say, like, maybe every couple of days, like every 2, maybe 3 days, someone will pop in and say something, and then we'll chat for a bit. Some days are more active than others. Kind of just depends on vibes, but we'll, like, talk about random stuff in there. But yeah, it's still active. We will still chat. Yes, yes. We also get along quite well. Just happy to hear you all still hang out together and support each other. Yeah. I would say it's more so a support place than a hangout place, but we do chat. I think the VC's only been used a handful of times in there, but, like, for the most part, it's mostly a random chatting support space. We'll, like, ask questions in there. There were, like, big discussions going on about taxes when tax day came around. That kind of stuff. Must be quite nice to have all these online friends you have a shared history with you can go to whenever. Yeah. While Kawaii exploded, we can still support each other. Who are the big tax experts in the group? I don't know about experts, but I know Nami answered a lot of questions. Charlotte spoke up once or twice to clarify some stuff. Nene, I think, had some advice. Yeah. I think it was mostly those three giving advice. EOL Nia. Yeah, they were giving OL vibes, but it was good to have the support. Nami is really knowledgeable and diligent with her tax stuff. Yeah, she was the one primarily answering questions. But yeah, it's still active. We still chat with each other occasionally. It's not super often, and some people chat in there more than others, which is totally valid. But it is still used. I used to think you and Nami were sisters at one point, like actual sisters. That's kind of funny. We are quite similar in a lot of ways, so I can understand the energy read, perhaps. I don't actually know if Nami has any siblings. I don't, though. I'm an only child. She does? Oh, I see, I see. But yeah, no, I'm an only child. It was just me and Oni Mama. And also my grandma for, like, the majority of my life. Never had a sibling. And I always wanted a brother, not a sister. She has a lot of siblings? Oh, I see. You wanted to be the One? No, I wanted to be the Yamoto. I wanted to have an older brother. And every time I asked, Onimama was like, that's not how that works. But I specifically was like, I want a big brother. Onimama, please retroactively have a son. That was literally what I wanted. I was just like, can I have a big brother? And she was just like, well, that's not how that works. I can't exactly go back in time and do it. And I was like, you could adopt an older kid. I want a big brother. Onimama was just like, why do you already want to jump to adoption? You are crazy. I remember when we had the conversation too. I'm pretty sure it was when she was taking me home from when I was playing in the park. And I think I had made friends with somebody who had an older brother. And I just thought that was really cool. So I was like, can I get a big brother? I want one. Yuno really wanted to get bullied. I didn't think that it would result in bullying. I just thought it meant that I would have a cool older sibling. I didn't think it would result in me getting bullied. Take a trip down to the Big Brother store? Exactly! Just go pick up a Big Brother. Can't be that hard. At least that's how child me thought. Whenever I would write, like, baby stories, because I wanted to be a writer even when I was little, I would always write stories about main characters who had big brothers. Also single fathers instead of single mothers. I don't know why that was a penchant for the characters that I was making back then. I guess baby me just really wanted to have, like, male family figures. don't know what that says about baby me. Not you giving a cut and dry solution at age less than 10. I apparently was always like that. I think I've mentioned this, but I learned how to speak very, very young. So I was speaking pretty like full sentences before I was even 1 year old, I think. Or maybe I was just past 1. I know that there was a story that Onimama told me about when I was like close to 2, where I was trying to tell her that I didn't want to get an x-ray. So I kept looking at her and I just kept going, "Mommy, home now, please." And very articulately, and apparently the doctors were like, how is she already like this accomplished with speaking? And it was just because Onimama never baby talked at me. She never did any of that like goo goo gaga, who's my cutie little baby wavy type of shit. She only ever spoke to me like I was a small adult. Bro spawned a yapper, correct. Always has been. What are you gonna do with a big brother besides get him to buy beer when you're young? Play with him? Get him to help me with my homework? I don't know, I didn't think that far. I just knew I wanted a big brother. Onimama, when Yuno was a toddler, when are you moving out and getting a job? It's too normal, big bro denied. That's so fucked up. Have him beat you in Smash Brothers, fair. I mean, that is also true. I think I mostly wanted an older brother because I thought that he would be more into like cool boy stuff, because this was also when I was starting to become more of a tomboy. So I wanted to have somebody in the house that I could always play like silly boy games with. I think part of me also thought that if I had a big brother, it meant that I would have somebody who could protect me whenever the neighbor boys that I would play with would want to wrestle. I would just make my big brother wrestle them. Which might have been my thinking. I honestly don't remember. I don't remember what specifically I wanted out of it. That 100% is his job. I need a protector. Sending out your bro like a Pokemon. Go, big brother! Use protect! Either that or coach you through an ass whooping. True, if he could teach me how to fight, even better. Yuno's brother application, must be a gamer, must also be down for mixed tag wrestling with the Jones boys. Stupid. Yeah, true, true. But no, I am an only child, always have been. That's all Onimama ever wanted, honestly. She only ever wanted one kid, and she specifically was like dead set on having a daughter. She always used to tell me that she probably wouldn't have accepted me if I was a son, and I was just like, oh, damn. Fair enough, I guess. Wow. No, she was one of those, like, very set life plan type of women. Onima at the 100% win rate. She was one and done. She was just like, nice. Mission accomplished. Oh yeah, becomes tomboy instead. Very true. She was definitely very disappointed when I ended up making friends with more boys than girls, and instead of doing more typical girly things, I very nearly became a jock. I was almost a girl jock on top of being a tomboy. I didn't though. And then I started favoring playing with the boys more than I did girls. Boys had more fun, I'll say it. When you're on the playground and you're playing around with the other kids, most girls just want to, like, sit around and play pretend or, like, talk about TV shows and stuff, which isn't necessarily not fun. But, like, the boys wanted to go pretend to be Pokemon. I want to do that. I want to go play Pokemon. I want to go pretend to be superheroes in the pretend fire truck on the playground. Like, come on, man. That sounds more fun. Yuno wanted to be a Bulbasaur real bad. I just really wanted to play Pokemon with my friends. Yeah, boys were jumping off the swings and playing Foursquare. Oh my god, yeah, we played so much Foursquare. God, we played so much Foursquare. We're all trying the Broken Bones Olympics. Not on my playground. Would you rather have $1 or $1 million playground edition? Would you rather sit and talk about TV shows and books for like the 30 minutes of recess that you get, or would you rather go play and run around and pretend to be Pokemon? Did they teach you the appeal of rock and stick? God, I fucking love rock and stick. I loved rock and stick. What weak-ass boys were on your playground? At least the ones that I was friends with didn't particularly enjoy the idea of bone breaking. That said, my best friend did end up with an arm cast at one point. But I forget how he broke his arm. I do remember him having the cast, though, and I remember being one of the first people to sign it. Anyway, fucking love rock and stick. Can't believe you broke his arm. I didn't do shit. He was one of the friends I couldn't wrestle because I already knew that he was delicate. But I think he was wrestling with the other boys, maybe, and that's how he broke his arm? I truly don't remember. I just remember that he had the cast. I broke a kid's collarbone playing football. They banned tackle. Oh, God. Imagine being the reason they banned tackling in football. Yeah, I don't know. The boys that I was friends with weren't necessarily jock-type boys. But we did play around and do more active stuff than the girls did. I got hit in the head with a baseball bat. I feel like that's the worst injury I got as a kid. Oh my god. I have never broken a bone. I have never really injured myself in that way. So I guess I am pretty blessed in that regard, despite being a tomboy. Okay, thank you for hanging out. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Be either, but damn was I banged up a lot. Very fair. I also was banged up a lot. The two neighbor boys that I played with the most often really loved to wrestle. They were into actual WWE, so they wanted to always wrestle each other, and then I didn't want to be left out, so they would try to wrestle me, but I was small, and so I would get like hurt really easily. In comparison. I did also used to have a scar on my left knee from a time that I, actually, do I still have it? It's more like a skin discoloration. As opposed to a scar. But there was a time, I think I've told this story before, but my aunt's family had a next door neighbor that had a big house, and part of the big house was that they had a big pool with like a water slide. And I was waiting at the top of the water slide because you weren't allowed to go down it if people were swimming like across like the way of where you would be splashing into the pool to avoid injury. So I was waiting at the top of the water slide for this kid to swim past, but my hand slipped. I forget what I was doing. I was like 6, maybe. I wasn't that old. I was very small. So I don't remember what exactly happened, but my hand slipped while I was holding onto the side of the water slide, so I accidentally slid down even though I tried to stop myself. And my knee smacked into his face and broke his nose. Got blood in the water. Nobody could swim the rest of the day. My knee was bleeding like crazy. And I was so embarrassed, and I thought I was going to get in trouble because I slipped, even though it wasn't my fault. And I begged Oni Mama to take me home because I felt too embarrassed. And the kid also didn't hold it against me because he saw that it was an accident and that I had tried to stop, but I felt really guilty. So I was like, I don't know if I should stay. I think I need to go. And so my knee was like really banged up after that. But it didn't break like break a bone, at least on my side. It just really hurt. And I'm pretty sure his nose healed fine, but it was a pretty bad, like, critical hit. And everybody was freaked out because he bled, I bled, there was blood in the water from two children. Yuno's knee was every shade of purple. I don't remember it being purple at all. I only vividly remember that it was bleeding a lot. Good thing there were no sharks nearby. Yes, so true. She felt so guilty she fled the country. Well, I did get banished to Onigashima, so... Dude must have had a knife nose. I truly don't remember how it happened. Or, like, the extent of what happened. I just remember the slip, and I remember the injury. I had thought I was fine until someone pointed out that my knee was dripping blood. That's all I remember. But that's like the one scar, quote unquote, that I had, because like that discoloration on my knee was there for like a really long time. I don't really have anything else like that. Well, I guess now it would be my toenail, since that had to be extracted. That's about it. They're blood brothers. Yeah, my blood mixed with his, and now we are tied together forever. They took her toenail. Yeah, kinda. It was more that I banged it up so bad that it had to be pulled off. And then it regrew. Like a lizard. I suppose. I mean, they do just grow back. The no broken bone theory has been applied. Yeah. Mercenary, congratulations on the 40 stream streak. That's a lot of Yuno streams. Cute scar, girly. Yankee, no. Got it, breaking some punk's face. Don't make me get a matching one. Crazy. I don't think I could ever pull that off convincingly. I can be a tough cookie, but I don't think I'm that tough of a cookie. I think in the end I can actually be quite a baby. Quite a baby cookie in comparison, mayhaps. We know you're not a tough cookie, you're a rare cookie. Yeah, that's true. I'm a rare cookie. I'm very soft and gooey. There is no strength, I'm just gooey. But that means that I'm very warm. And, comfy. Yuno mellow, Yuno mellow. Squish? Don't squish. Do not squish me. Even some light bullying makes her away. Not true. I have to be strong in order to deal with the shit you guys say it'll be. I just make you feel powerful by pretending that your words have impact. Hup. You know melon. Melono. I am not a melon. So accommodating. Yeah, yeah. Yuno seems squishable. Certain parts of me are more squishable than others. Melon is a melon? True. This is correct. Objectively so. You know Squishmallow win? Damadachi Squishmallow. That would be so cute. Imagine all the little pastel shades. Aww. That'd be really cute. After the Yuno PP collab, when will I get my PP collab? I want my PP! Man. Someday. Item label, please. Give this woman a PP. I know! Give me PP! Hashtag we need Yuno's PP. I am PP's biggest fan, please. I need the big PP. Hashtag PP now. Oh god. Guys, I'm so sad. Speaking of out-of-context clips, did you know that YouTube is planning to take away the clipping feature? Pour one out. YouTube continues to make the biggest fucking mistakes. Have you heard about this? Y'all heard about this? It's fucked up. What? Yeah, here, hold on. I'll read you the statement that they made. It's so fucked. Hold on. Hold on. Literally, why though? So they claim that the reason is because they are aware of the fact that there are third-party programs and applications that do it better. So they're planning to just, like, not use it. Hold on. I have it saved. I can read it to you. It's so bad. I'm YouTube, rah. What's a good decision? I know, right? Okay. Changes to clips. As a part of this update, share at timestamp will become the main way to share specific moments in videos, replacing the clips feature. The two tools are very similar, and existing clips will still be viewable. However, the ability to set an end time or include a custom description when sharing will no longer be available. We recognize that community clipping is an important way for creators to reach new audiences, and a number of third-party tools with advanced clipping features and authorized creator programs are now available to do this across different video platforms. We are focused on launching more clipping tools for creators in 2026. Video Clips is available in Studio today, allowing you to republish clips from longer videos and archived live streams. Later this year, we'll be rolling out video clips to shorts and launching auto-suggestions to help you identify your most clippable moments. So basically what they're doing is taking it away from the viewers and leaving the onus on the creators. They're forcing creators to do it for themselves, instead of allowing viewers to clip their favorite streamers and share those clips with, like, friends or whatever. They're making us do it. We got mocked by people who do it for free. Make sure to buy premium. Yeah, I know. It's so bad. How magnanimous. Yeah, that's why I emphasize that they want to do it for creators. They specifically are, like, saying that creators now need to be the ones to find clips. And allegedly, they're going to add more tools for us in Studio, so that way we can find the things that should be clipped. Allegedly. But it's just going to be based off of dumb shit like how many times people spoke during a particular moment. It's gonna be based entirely on, like, fan interaction with a stream, and if you're one of those streamers where your chats just aren't very active for XYZ reason, that's not really going to be beneficial to those creators. It just sucks because, like, it was one of the best ways for fans to be able to interact with streams. Truly such a stupid change. I really don't get it. Brain dead decisions for 500. So true. Most of those are just going to be at the start and end of streams where everyone says hi and bye then. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Like, the suggestions probably aren't going to really be super useful for a lot of streamers. YouTube truly is the 10-time champ of slamming their dick in the car door. Failed step 1, dick caught in ceiling fan. Ay. But yeah, YouTube Studio's editor is really bad. So for example, if I were to try to clip this stream that is now 3 hours long, it would take so long for me to find what I want to clip. And then it also takes so long for YouTube to actually process any sort of edit or change. It would be so bad. It wouldn't even be useful. You can't even make it look good if you use it through that. The clip feature is for the audience to clip their favorite parts, a cute moment, funny moment. The streamer doesn't always know what the audience will click. Exactly. So leaving it on the creator is going to be super bad, especially if they're expecting you to get clips from live streams. Remember when Automod deleted the English language? I wasn't streaming when that happened, but I did see everybody tweeting about it because I was lurking on Twitter. I was just like, oh my god, YouTube, I swear. I always seem to be on a break when, like, the dumbest shit happens on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. I don't usually have to deal with, like, the really dumb fuck-ups. But it is pretty funny. It's because they were trying to test that, like, in-chat translation thing they're trying to do so that creators can understand everything that's being posted in their chats automatically. And then it gets auto-translated for, like, in, like, chat CSS as well. So it shows up translated on the stream. I guess they think that that's a good solution, which is just fascinating. Yo hablo just enough Espanol. So true. It makes me laugh so much. But yeah, when I saw this post about the changes to clips, I got so angry. I was just like, you're literally taking away one of the key things that helps me figure out what people liked and what I should try to highlight whenever I'm able to start posting clips and highlights again. I don't get clips super often, but when I do, I pay attention to what gets clipped. And the sad thing, too, is that now that there's no endpoint, I don't necessarily know what got clipped. There was a time when I tried to check a more recent clip on YouTube, and it just loaded the part where I had last been watching through the VOD. It didn't even load the actual, like, clip, like the part that got chosen for the clip. It just loaded in the timestamp from when I had been watching it. So I was like, what got clipped then? So, like, they're, like, mega breaking it. I can't even access the old clips that they're claiming are still going to be accessible. So what's the point then? If my own watch time overrides me checking the clip timestamp, then what the heck is the point? Boy, I hate YouTube. Terrible platform. Ay, ay, ay. Like, in theory, adding this as a feature for creators is not a terrible idea, but taking it away from viewers is awful. And it's not even like we didn't have access to clips. Like, we could clip our own videos and content the same way you guys could clip it. So it's not like it was a non-useful feature. If you wanted to make it have like more effect for creators, that would be one thing. But taking it away from fans is just so awful. Especially since inbuilt clips and externally edited clips are two different audiences. Yeah. I mean, actual clippers who make edited clips are probably still going to be fine, but their jobs are going to be made a lot harder if they're trying to clip streamers that primarily stream on YouTube. They're gonna have to start downloading entire VODs if they want to make clips. You can share timestamps to yourself, but you're gonna have to set up an easy way to be able to access full VODs in order to clip. Or pray that your Oshi starts multi-streaming, I guess, and then clip it on Twitch to get it from Twitch. I guess. I wonder if the real reason they're cutting it is because the clipping tools have helped in getting evidence of bad behavior. I don't think so. I feel like that doesn't happen nearly enough to actually have any bearing on the choice. Even if it's something that does occasionally happen, I don't think it's impacting it that severely, but of course that's just my opinion. I've never really been in a situation where someone has clipped something quote-unquote bad or incriminating. So I could be speaking from a place of privilege, but like, I don't know. But also, you would think that they would demonize third-party clipping tools then. Because they still have it enabled that you can share a timestamp, so if you find something incriminating, you could just share the timestamp to somebody instead of just the condensed clip, I guess. You know what it is? People are clipping news and keeping receipts? Maybe. I don't know if that's really it. It just sounded to me like they think that the more advanced tools should just be given to the creators instead of, like, audience interaction. The thing that frustrates me about this, though, is that it's taking away audience interaction. There's already so few ways that audiences can interact with streams on YouTube, because YouTube has always seen their streams as something that you just watch passively. It's not really meant to be a place where you interact and engage. Versus Twitch that gamifies everything because they want you to interact with the streamer. But being able to clip a stream was like one of the only ways that you could like truly interact with the stream itself. And now they're taking it away. YouTube should bring back the old video response system. Oh my god. I forgot they used to have that feature. That would be a crazy thing to roll back. I mean, they're kind of trying out like the whole on mobile YouTube, creators can respond to comments with voice messages. So they're kind of close already, considering you can like record a voice message to reply to a YouTube comment now. We're probably really close to a point where they're gonna start letting us reply with little short video messages. TBH, it's just a Googleism. They do this all the time. Once a feature loses its champion, it dies. And in Google, the best way to get a salary bump is to jump around to new projects, so new features get made, and then lose momentum and die out. Maybe, yeah. How long until they remove the voice comment feature? Well, I've never used it, so I guess it depends on how much it actually gets used by people. Video responses were on the site from the start until Susan messed it up by first making it permission-based, then getting it all together, then posting up responses at will. I don't think Susan was in charge when I remember video responses still being a thing. She might have been why they eventually stopped. I've been using YouTube for a very long time. So, I do remember that video responses existed now that they've been brought up again. But I don't remember if that was when Susan was in charge. Same day the English language was deleted. It really do be like that sometimes. I love the website that is held together by spaghetti. I think she just came into power. Probably. But I remember video responses. I remember that there were always projects running where like you could post your audition as a video response. I kind of miss it now that it's been brought up, actually. Pretty good way to keep everything streamlined. But also, nowadays, with the culture of YouTube drama, I think being able to directly post video responses to things that are posted online could get very messy very fast. But that would also be pretty funny. Arguably, T. They just deleted Nene? What do you mean? Did they just delete her main channel? Oh, no, her ASMR channel. She already talked about that to us. Yeah, she mentioned that yesterday. ASMR channel. Not her main. I hope she can get it fixed, though. Unfortunately, though, since it's ASMR, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a bit tougher to get it to come back. Do I need to angry DM YouTube? I don't know. She added Team YouTube on Twitter just now, and that is usually what will get a response from what I've seen, so hopefully it works for her, but we'll see. YouTube about to cause 10k cases of insomnia. Potentially even more than that. It's YouTube, you know they're not fixing shit. Well, I mean, there's a good chance they'll try and reinstate the channel. It kind of depends, though. Like I said, ASMR tends to be in a bit of a more gray area. I would not be surprised if it just gets mega bonked forever. Not that I want that for her, though. I just hope they realize the error of their ways. Mother Addict, can it reinstate your monetization? I've never tried to directly at Team YouTube to, like, talk to somebody to see about fixing it, but at least with how it is right now, my numbers aren't in a spot where they would reinstate it. I'd have to go back to streaming consistently again, get the numbers back up. YouTube responses are nothing burgers anyway. They never say what the actual problem is, just tell you to look at their guidelines. It depends. Sometimes they do actually reach out via DM to, like, talk things through. Usually if you have a bigger following. And since Nene does have a bigger following, she might be fine. But we'll see. Another creator I follow had their channel deleted earlier this year under the accusation it was hacked, but there wasn't any evidence of it. She still hasn't gotten it back. Oh dear. Yeah. I guess it's just a sign that no matter how good things might seem, they could always go away. Oh, Hanaki, welcome in. You weren't lying with the sun, indeed. I am the sun. Today I am the sunlight. Is me. I am. Feels like her ASMR channel had less subs, so whoever bonked it didn't realize its reach. Maybe when they realize it's a second channel to someone with 500,000, they might reinstate. Maybe. We can only hope. My eyes. What? Do you have a problem? Radiant. Yes, true. That's me. Radiant like the sun. For right now, that is me. I am sun. Hey, anyway. I don't think they would go after Nene, like her main channel. She makes too much money for them to consider that. But I don't know, I guess it has happened to bigger creators before. I don't see why they would. That girl is doing so much work on her branding and content creation. I wonder if she ever sleeps. Sometimes. As far as I know, sometimes. But yeah, she does work very hard. That's why I hope that they're able to find a good solution and reinstate the ASMR channel. I hope it works out for her. We really do need Reina to meme. Look at what she needs to mimic a fracture of my radiance. Yeah, sorry, Reina. I have to add all of this extra stuff in order to try and even slightly match your beauty. And I still can't do it. She does sleep, just not normal human hours. I mean, true. I'm glad that she's taking a little bit more time to herself, though. Like having one day off a week, at least. Because it's really important, especially now that we are indie. It's a lot easier to just do everything every day if you have other people taking care of back-end stuff for you. Once you're doing this stuff as an indie, you kind of gotta take some time to not stream. And to just, like, even if it's just to purely focus on admin, which I wouldn't be surprised if that's what she's doing, because she's constantly got new projects going on in the background. And she gets to do so many cool collaborations and, like, do stuff at conventions. She's probably constantly, like, networking and, like, doing admin work on those days that she takes off. I wouldn't be surprised. Very busy, Tenshi. She needs to self-care. I agree. I'm just saying I don't necessarily know if the day that she takes off a week is actually used for self-care or not. Because she has so much going on all the time, I wouldn't be surprised if that one day off just gets used for non-streaming work. But, you know, I'm glad she's taking it a little easier. Giving herself a little bit more time. It's important. I woke up yesterday to a good morning chumps on the timeline and I knew I was cooked. Check clock, yep, 2 p.m. She's just doing her best. We all have those days where we wake up at 2 p.m. Okay. I think we have got some good yaps in. My throat is starting to die. I had a feeling this might happen. My stamina has decreased once again. But now my throat is starting to get sore, so I should probably, stop. No plans currently, for an immediate next stream. I'm thinking maybe I'll try to do a Tuesday stream again. I have a game that I did get a code for. It's not Mouse PI, but there's a different game that I got reached out to with a free code to showcase the game. So, so I might do that Tuesday. So we might get a game stream. I don't know the next time I would stream after that. Maybe it would be Saturday and Sunday again. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. I'm slowly trying to get back into routine, as you can see. I'm doing my best. I hope that that's okay. Slowly coming back into it. And working on behind-the-scenes stuff when I am able. It's slow going, but I'm doing my best. Crawling out of the abyss. I'm trying. I'm like clawing my way out of here. Because I don't want to be on hiatus forever. Things will probably just look different as I try to adjust to what I want to do. And depending on what happens this week, if I end up hearing anything back about the library job, fingers crossed. We'll see how things go. But I am glad that I was able to see you guys for 2 days in a row to make up for the, to make up for the fact that I usually only appear once and then I disappear again. And then, for the people who couldn't catch it yesterday, I hope you were able to catch for a little bit today too, as well. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream. I'm glad that I got to get extra yapping in. But for now, thank you guys so much for choosing to spend time with me. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone. And until I see you again, Yunotsu! Oh my god, you could hear the, like, warble from my voice dying. Yunotsu! I sound like one of those crazy me inflections from Tomodachi Life. Goodbye!